Hello, my friend. Are you feeling overwhelmed? I know that a lot of us have moved from that nice pause that we had to now a whole bunch of activity again. Well, I found a tool that I used for myself and other people have found really helpful. It's called the Decision Free Zone, and it was created by Susan Bradley. I wanted to share it with you today because I believe it will help you move from any feelings you might have of fog or overwhelm into a feeling of clarity and space. There are 3 steps in the decision free zone, and the first one is actually the step that I found the most helpful. Step 1 is simply to do a brain dump. Now, you can do this on just a white sheet of paper with no lines. It's helpful to let your brain just be free. Put down what's on your mind, what's in your heart. Is there anything that's troubling you? What's going on in your life? You will suddenly feel the fog lift just by getting out what is in your brain onto a piece of paper. Step 2 is to organize this list. Now, don't prioritize yet. Don't try to assign a value. All you're doing is now putting these blocks into categories. Think of it almost like a child sorting blocks into piles. You don't value which one comes first and second and so on. You just put like blocks into like piles. So for example, you can use colors on this. I found very helpful. All of the family items you could block into a blue color. So you can get out a marker or a crayon and circle the family items in blue. Every thought bubble or circle that you've made in this brain dump should now have a color assigned to it. Step 3. Here's where we're going to add back some structure. This is where you prioritize. Now for this one, we take a separate sheet of paper and we're going to label with 3 categories: now, soon, and later. You could think of now as being items that are essential and immediate. These are urgent, they have deadlines. If you don't accomplish this task by this deadline, there are dire consequences. So once you look at the now items that are essential and urgent, you can move on to the soon items. What goes in the soon category? These would be things that are important, but not necessarily urgent. Things that need to be done soon, but not immediately. Now there was a third category, don't forget, and that's the later category. Later is a placeholder for things that are important, but not urgent. Now from this now, soon, and later page, this is where you can create action steps. They may be obvious to you already, or you may need to write out a separate timeline and include the people who you might need to involve with your steps. It should make it easier to think, to see options. Remember those blocks that I mentioned and a child playing with them? Well, it should be easier to make decisions once you can see all of the blocks and you've cleared out your mind a bit. I read a quote online that I think summarizes this in a beautiful, poetic way. Perspective brings calm. Calm leads to clear thinking. Clear thinking yields new ideas, and new ideas produce the bloom of an answer. The answers are there for you, my friend. They're waiting to bloom. So if right now you just feel like a frustrated seed, try the decision-free zone. Try that brain dump and see if perhaps that can help you clear the way, weed out the weeds, and open yourself up to the bloom of an answer.